Administration says there hasn't been much change, saying the Red River and Devil's Lake Basin still have significant risk of snow melt flooding. And today, dozens of National Guard members met in Jamestown, acting out scenarios and putting plans in place as the spring melt inches closer. Valley News Team's crime and safety reporter Bailey Hurley talked with some of those members today who say they're prepared for the worst.
Roads and fields like this were a harsh reality for many in the eastern part of the state this fall. But all that water hasn't gone anywhere. It's just waiting for a spring warm-up and snow melt. And depending how fast that happens, emergency management leaders, including the North Dakota National Guard, are prepping for what could be a disastrous flood.
This flood fight may be a little bit different than the ones that we've had in the past.
Officials say it's too early for any concrete predictions, saying how the month of March pans out will be the key.
The eastern part of the state has a lot of snowpack, and we were really wet going into the fall. So it's likely that Jamestown and east somewhere in there is probably some of our more likely scenarios.
And those eastern parts are exactly where most of today's scenarios focused on. Officials planning where both extra members and equipment will be needed and which parts of the state those resources will come from.
Specific equipment involves hauling sandbags, maybe doing some sandbagging. It's a levee patrol sometimes we use aviation.
Commander Ryan says they rely on both actions taken in previous floods along with what mitigations have been made in those areas since, adding he thinks this flood will call for smaller crews but spread across several different areas.
We will look at supporting larger communities, but we also need to support the local smaller communities and the rural areas as well.
While prepared for the what-ifs, officials say, like the rest of us, they're hoping for a slow melt and dry spring. In Jamestown, Bailey Hurley, Valley News Live.
Officials say Guard members will only be deployed if and when Governor Doug Burgum requests their